This is very important. Watch the whole video, okay? Don't skip because you're gonna get confused. So there's been so much drama regarding Leslie, Queen Naija, and Chris Sells, and there was so much information out there, so many fallacies, so many lies that has been twisting this whole ish up. This is why it's so confusing for a lot of people with this whole drama. Even for me, I'm just like, yo, this is too much. Clearance using fallacies and manipulating tactics. Chris Sells using fallacies and manipulating tactics. Queen Naija not being 100% honest as well. And we're gonna go through all of it. I'm gonna break everything down, and not more so like I usually do, the whole story, how it all started one day. I'm not gonna do it like that. I'm just gonna go straight to the accusations, pull the fallacies and the receipts and everything that they've been saying that hasn't made sense. I'm gonna do this in separate videos, so every time someone brings it up, I'm just gonna link them my damn video. So these are the things that I'm gonna address this week, so make sure you subscribe with notification on so you don't miss out. Today I'm gonna be talking about, did Chris abuse Queen, and did Queen Naija cheat on Chris? I'm also going to be talking about, did Queen Naija plot on Clearance, and did she plot on having a baby to trap him? Did Clearance use Queen Naija, and did Clearance cheat on Leslie? So let's get straight into the drama. Okay, so you guys know there are so many pages out there that are saying that Queen Naija cheated on Chris Sells. That Queen Naija isn't innocent. She cheated on Chris, which she did. She did once with that guy from jail or whatever. All the receipts are in that video. I have a video breaking everything down. But I'm talking about with Clearance, not that. I'm talking about with Clearance. Did Queen Naija cheat on Chris Sells with Clearance? We all know the situation regarding Chris Sells cheating on Queen Naija with Helena, okay? That situation was very big, very obvious, and we know he's been entertaining other girls. Not only cheating on Queen, but telling other girls that he hates Queen. Like, that's pretty big to be saying that he hates Queen.
And I've broken up with her multiple times before y'all even knew about it, you know? And I feel like one of the reasons why I stayed was because I ended up finding out she was pregnant and we wasn't together. I broke up with her in college. I don't want to be with her anymore, so.
From the sounds of it, later on in their relationship, Chris Sells even told Queen Naija that he didn't want to be in a relationship with her anymore.
Prior to our relationship, like when I was in a relationship with her, I told her I did not want to be with her no more. And she decided to stay. So who's the idiot now?
Chris Sells was really public about wanting to move on, not wanting to be in a relationship with Queen Naija. Public about, you know, moving on and so on.
Emotional, I guess, because it's just crazy how life stuff could just, you know, change.
And she also addressed this in her recent video, making it very clear that it was obvious that, like, basically she was just a roommate and Chris Sells was still seeing other girls.
And I knew for a fact our relationship was over. He wasn't happy with me. He didn't want to be with me, you know?
Now, when she made that video, Chris actually reacted to it, and this is what he had to say.
No, that's the honest truth. Because, you know, Chris was doing what he was doing. I just feel, I don't know.
And yeah, I respect that too. And I told Queen to be happy. I told her. I said, bro, go be happy. Go find somebody else that makes you happy. Because obviously I wasn't happy since I was moving the way I was. And that's okay. Like, I'm not saying that's okay, but I'm saying it's okay not to like somebody anymore, bro. That's what y'all gotta understand. It was okay for her to go DM Clearance. It was okay. Like, we wasn't, like, you know, I wasn't feeling the situation no more.
So here you have it from the horse's mouth himself. He told Queen Naija to go find someone else. She wanted that marriage to work so bad. She wanted it to work.
Nevertheless, I decided to stay, and I decided to push through and just see if my family could work, because this is what I wanted. Like, this is what I wanted forever.
She wanted the whole relationship to work, but Chris wasn't interested anymore and found Clearance. And now everyone is saying she cheated because Chris told her to go find someone else. What's really interesting, which makes this thing far more complicated, is if Chris was cool with her moving with someone else, why was he upset with that guy? And I'll put his picture here, I don't remember him, but Chris Sells confronted him when he was messaging Queen.
It wasn't her, that was me.
I could only think that maybe at that time they were trying to fix their relationship. That's a possibility. Look at me now, effing getting rich when I'm old it and I want it now. You had everybody thinking we were close when the camera off. It's the ish they don't know. I was unhappy, girl. I just ain't just let it show. So you want? Hurt me, girl, like no. Talking to a new end. How you go? Must have been talking to him on the low because you moved on. Chris Sells apparently blocked clearance. If he wanted Queen to move on, why would he block clearance? And I can't help but to feel that maybe, and this is a speculation, I'm not saying I'm absolutely right, maybe Chris wanted to have control over Queen. Why else would you block clearance? Why did Queen Naija have to be sneaky about it and go onto Snapchat to talk to clearance? You can let me know what you think in the comment section below.
See you later. I said you heat, Queen. It might have been the pics they were showing me, okay? Just hit me. Don't want to get you in trouble. You feel me? Like, I don't want her to get blocked again. Like, I'm not even on that kind of time. And then add me back on Snap. We added each other back on Snap.
During this time, November the 17th, November the 19th, November the 21st, November the 24th, November the 29th, she was making videos with Chris. But during this time, her ring was not on her finger.
Happened a second time, but this time nobody knew about it. It was like undercover. It was something that I found out low key, but like it wasn't exposed to the internet. So nobody knew about this but me. And I could have kept making videos with him and just talked it out with him like, oh, you did it again. But you know, but I decided to walk away this time, even though nobody knew about it. I decided to move out. I moved into the house with my brothers, and then I started doing videos on my own channel
for 2 weeks so she could decide if she wanted to be with him or not, because apparently Chris cheated on her again.
I was like, I'll give it 2 weeks. You know, I'll stay away from the house. I just need to get out of here to decide whether I want to leave or go. So he was like really going through it those 2 weeks. Like, so are you gonna stay or you gonna go?
Why would he care though if he told her to find someone else? You feel me? There's so many inconsistencies with these guys' stories.
I wasn't at the house with him.
Now that was December the 1st was the last, probably the last video you see Queen on Chris's channel, but during this video you can tell she's at Jazz's house. And the other videos after that, November the 30th for example, December the 3rd, all these videos staying at Perfect Lesbian's house, as you guys can see. And Chris also during this time had videos with Queen not around at all. Because at this point of period of time, I don't think Queen Naija cheated. If he's saying that in the video, he's saying it's okay for her to do what she did because he told her to go find someone. Or most likely, which kind of makes more sense, it's a possibility that they did get back together after that video they did with Janae when they were sitting down. They tried to work it out for YouTube, for their marriage, for God, because you know they want to be close to God and everything. And then he ended up cheating again, and then he just told her to move on and go to someone else, and that's why he's saying it now in his video. That makes more perfect sense to me, because when they were trying to fix it together, maybe he felt some type of way when she was messaging other guys. Now, let's get into, did Chris Sells abuse Queen? The first time we heard about these abuse allegations was from Makisha and Angela. They were the two people that spoke about it. And Makisha even told me in an interview.
Well, actually, I was on the phone one time when it was going on. She called me crying, screaming, crying, and I heard baby Chris in the back screaming, crying, and I heard him in the back yelling, cussing, just downright just being disrespectful. And she was like, Chris, leave me alone, stop touching me, stop, you know. And she said, I'm waiting on my mom, I'm trying to get away from him. And I said, what are you talking about, what's going on? She said, he just left out the house, he hit me in the head with a Timberland boot upside my head. And I said, baby Chris, watch that? And she said yes. And she said, my mom is on her way over here to come get me, because I believe Chris just left with the keys in the car, in the Jeep. And this was the first Jeep they had, not the new one. This was the first Jeep they had when they lived off of Visitor. And I was on my way, I was about to come over there. And she said that, you know, this is something that's always been happening, but this is how they get through their situation. They fight each other.
So, according to what Queen told Makisha, they fight each other. Now, Clearance, though, has been saying that Chris has hit Queen, Chris has abused Queen.
you sucked her dry. Like you abusing both physically, mentally.
And Queen Naija has hinted to it in her video as well.
Talk about draining for years. You know, of course I smiled on camera. We did what we did for our brand, but that shit was draining, y'all. And it was a lot, like I said, that happened behind closed doors that you guys do not know about. So I just unfollowed him, I guess to keep the peace, because when it got crazy with me and him, it got crazy. And it's a lot of things that you guys don't know that went on behind closed doors. It got crazy. I'm not gonna say anything, but it got super crazy. I didn't want no trouble like when we got back to the same house.
It doesn't sound like Queen is saying he abused me. It sounds like she's saying it's a toxic relationship. Things happen between me and him behind the scenes.
So unhealthy, and it was so toxic. And it only broke me down the more and more I stayed. Physically, emotionally, mentally, it broke me down being in that marriage.
Now, when it came to the abusive parts in Clarence's video, it really looks like Chris was avoiding addressing that situation. Now, Makisha, a YouTuber, pointed this out, right? Clarence reacted to it, and Chris Sells ended up reacting to it and ended up speaking on it.
To me, like I said, it said that every time Clarence talks about abuse, I stop the video. Well, to be honest, y'all, I don't want to talk about that because I have made mistakes in the past. When it came to that, then I am maturing. You know, I'm becoming a better person, and I want to move on from a lot of things. I'm not saying that what he said is true, but I know everybody know the Parker situation, and I told y'all the Parker situation. I sat there and told y'all, explained it to y'all, and what else?
Actually, I don't remember him explaining the Parker situation at all. If you guys want to send a link to my Instagram, please do, because I want to know this situation that he explained. Because if anything, he was implying that the media was lying. You know, Selena, whatever that girl is, called him out because there was a videotape of him saying that he hit her.
Like a lot of money of my own to go take and go move, you know? So I just unfollowed him, I guess to keep the peace, because when it got crazy with me and him, it got crazy. And it's a lot of things that you guys don't know that went on behind closed doors, okay? I'm not gonna say anything, but it got super crazy. I didn't want no trouble like when we got back to the same house. So I was like, okay, forget it. From that point, when we went back to Houston, we ended up going back together. I don't know, I didn't speak to Clarence anymore.
Now, in Queen's new song that came out, in her lyrics she said, I see the pain in my baby's eye. He gotta go from house to house, I gotta tell him why. But he's way too young to understand now. Mama couldn't stay cause your daddy broke me down. I got scars from the past that I don't talk about, and I could probably ruin lives if I run my mouth. Put makeup over my bruises and fake a smile. Turn on the camera, we gotta make this money now. Now, Clarence made more videos reacting to Chris Sells regarding the abusive situation. Chris Sells did throw a big fallacy so he could take the criticism off him and throw it back onto Clarence.
And I got a question, hold on. Clarence, like, didn't your dad go to prison or whatever the case may be? I got a whole bunch of people sending me stuff. You won't want nobody talking about your dad, right? Like, I don't know.
Chris Sells also loves to bring up how he's a changed man. You know, how would you feel people keep bringing up his past?
Beat this dude up. Hey, you did this to this person, or you did this to this person for the rest of your life? Would you want somebody to keep bringing that up? If your father really changed and he moved on, would you want somebody to keep bringing this up, making him remember it? No, you're not gonna want to do that. That's all I'm saying. But
now, this is the same ish that he's been spoon feeding his mom and his grandmother, because they say the similar thing. Oh, that's his past, he's changed. A changed man admits his faults. A changed man explains what he did was wrong and how he grew to be a better version of himself. A changed man doesn't keep beating around the bush, lying, not admitting to shit. Chris Sells hasn't admitted to anything that he has done that I know of that he has done wrong. You know when someone has changed and grown and a better version of themselves when they can talk about their past mistakes and what they've done wrong. People only bring it up because you continue to hide it. Some people, yeah, are gonna try to rub it in your face. But most people out there will have a lot more respect for Chris if he actually admitted to his shit. Later on in this video, he mentions more about the abusive situation.
Chris, did you put your hands on Queen? Have you ever put your hands on Queen? Have you ever pushed her? Anything? I'm not gonna say anything until I drop this video. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not saying anything until I drop this song, because the song is gonna explain. I'm tired of explaining myself and just keep going back and forth and back and forth. I'm gonna do it in the way I wanna do it. I don't mind explaining myself through music. I don't mind explaining myself through my songs. I'm gonna tell everything. I'm gonna just tell y'all everything that what happened. I'm gonna confess to a lot of stuff. I'm gonna own up. I'm gonna man up to a lot of stuff that I did in the past.
It really sounds like they were toxic towards each other and hitting each other and fighting each other. That's honestly what it sounds like their relationship was like.
Saying that, Chris Sells has definitely been abusive in his other past relationships, like with Parker, which he pleaded guilty, and allegedly with Savage. So in this though relationship with Queen, we really don't know what the situation was, and I guess we're gonna have to wait until he comes out with this stupid song and we'll see what he says then.